If you have never seen my videos before, I appreciate you clicking on this one. I think it's a really cool one. I've never bought two cars like this at one time, and one of them has a really nice setup, so we're going to take a look at that today. And we're also going to talk about why I buy these and how I buy them. Whenever I get new cars in like this, I'm always super excited, and I always kind of walk around aimlessly. I don't really know what to do. That's what these captions are here, just showing what I do. It's kind of funny to watch back in the video. But yeah, I buy Subarus and I either part them out, or I fix and sell them, or I fix them and keep them for myself as personal projects or personal drivers, whatever I feel like I want to use it for. I do have a truck that I pick up cars usually within 2 to 3 hours, but if they're farther than that, I get them picked up. Like these were from Arizona, and I work with a broker that I typically do, and they hire a driver that is in the area of where the cars are. They pick them up and then they bring them to me. Usually it's somebody that lives up by me or is stationed up by me, and so they don't have a very far commute back after they drop the cars off. This blue one that we just rolled off the trailer, the owner did send me videos of it running, and the truck driver actually said he drove it up there, so it was supposed to run and drive, but I wasn't able to start it. And I didn't know if it was a dead battery. We tried hooking it up to a jump pack and that didn't work, but you'll see what we figure out later in the video. So I just left it for the time being. Now that silver one definitely does not run, so that one we had to roll off, which when they don't run, it ends up costing more for shipping because the trailer that hauls them here needs to have a winch because they need to be able to pull them up onto the trailer when they pick them up. This was a pretty close call here. The front end was pretty much touching the ground, but ended up working out just fine. We got both of them pushed off to the side. I did plan to put them in a different spot, but since neither of them ran, I just decided to leave them there until later on when I could deal with them. I was looking at this blue one trying to figure out if there was something wrong with the starter, what was going on. The driver here did give me a jump pack and we tried to jump it, but I don't know if his jump pack didn't work. Something was going on where it wouldn't start, it would just click. You can hear the clicks here. The next day I drove up this yellow STI that I just finished up putting a motor in, and today we're going to try and get that blue one started and take a closer look at the silver one. I hope you stick around.
Let's go. It's even jump.
The duct tape or whatever that is. Oh, is this the rear wheel drive one?
Yeah.
Sorry. This feels horrible.
Oh, it's good once you get going. Dang, no windshield wipers, that's kind of a bummer.
It's okay, you normally look out of it when it's this unable to see anyway.
What's
wrong with this one?
I don't know. Lots of little stuff. right, so she just needed a jump, I guess. I tried starting with the guy's jump pack yesterday and it didn't start, so I don't know if it was maybe his jump pack or if it was me fiddling with stuff that got it to eventually start up. But started up, sounds really good. I think it might have some sort of vacuum leak. None of these gauges work, but the air fuel bounces back and forth and it kind of idles up and down. But we took it for a little spin, as you saw, and it actually did pretty good. It pulled decent. I didn't really floor it or rev it out, really. It wasn't too bad. I also forgot that I have the whole transmission in the back from that silver one, so that I'll get to that in a minute, but that silver one is apart and the transmission is in the trunk of this one. I'd like to get the gauges hooked up to see what the oil pressure looks like. So far, actually, it's decent, which he told me it rained and drove, so I just couldn't get it started for a little bit there. But yeah, this one has some sort of rotated kit. I think he said a Perrin rotated kit, Garrett turbo. Obviously, we've got a NA non-turbo intake manifold here. External wastegate, as you could hear in the video. Fuel system, and this thing is rear wheel drive converted. So let's see if I can get it on camera here. If you look, there are no axles in the front. So this thing is just rear wheel drive. It's got a 06 STI transmission, and I believe an R180 rear diff, and then it has some DSS dry shaft shop axles in the rear to go to the stock WRX hubs. Oh, looks like we bumped into our rock pile. Oopsie. Not sure what exhaust. Epoxy? But yeah, there's the rear diff. Got some aftermarket axles. Like I said, the drive shaft shop axles. We've got some adjustable lateral links. It's got coilovers on it. It's got a ton of stuff. Like I said, it's got a 06 STI transmission. It has some sort of kit in it that makes it rear wheel drive. I don't really know much about them. It seems to work as of now. It's also a built motor. I don't know if it's stock cylinder head, but it's a 2.5 block, as you can see, if it'll focus. EJ 2.5 block with 2-liter head, so it's a hybrid setup. Another thing that I don't really know much about. Front mount intercooler, obviously. Yeah, it's got tons of stuff. I'm excited for this one. I don't know what the process is going to be on this one because I've already got this one I'm trying to sell that's running. I've got this one that I drive. As you probably saw in my last video, I got the Wu-Tang STI running and driving, and I want to drive that one this summer. I don't know. I'd love to keep this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to properly afford it. I could afford to just keep it, but that means I also have no income coming in from this purchase. As you can tell, it's also mismatched color. It's a rough body, but that's kind of what he told me. He said it runs and drives good. Well, it runs good. It drives kind of sketchy, but the body was rough on it, which he was right. But I really just bought it in terms of value of the parts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on this one. It does have an ARC oil pan, which I believe, as you can see right there, they're rare and they're expensive. I talked to a buddy on it and he said they're worth a lot of money if they're nice. So let me pop the trunk on this. Well, let's go to this one first. So I bought these from the same guy. There's a 2-for-1 special. So I bought this one and this one. As you saw, they came on the truck together. It was from the same guy. This is a 2007 STI Limited. This one has, I think, 160 some thousand miles on it. We got the black leather interior. As you can see, there's a missing shifter because the transmission's not in it. But this one is mostly stock. Let me pop the hood. I honestly have not even looked underneath the hood. Okay, yeah, I did look under the hood. So yeah, transmission is out of it, as you can tell. Stock turbo, stock intercooler, stock mostly everything. He said it does run. Again, I don't know for sure because the transmission's not in it, so you can't hook the starter up and try and start it. But this car, it's a little bit rough. We've got a fender bender literally here. We've got a little bit of rust, which I didn't know about, starting right there. Maybe I did know about that, I'm not sure. Sometimes I get sidetracked. And it's got, of course, the STI Limited trunk, the wingless trunk. Brembos, some parts in the back, some new sway bars, a Perrin air oil separator, I believe. Got a little fender bender on the bumper there. But yeah, this one, I'm gonna probably put the transmission back in. And he said the Brembos also need to be rebuilt and it needs a couple other things. But I'd like to get the transmission in that and see if it does run, do a compression test, see if the motor is actually healthy, and then go from there with that one. So as I said, transmission's out of it, and the transmission is hiding right back here. So he didn't want to put it in the trunk of the nicer one, which I understand. So transmission, let's see, there's extra set of hubs back here somewhere, right there. There's control arms, some lateral links, or some trailing arms there, shifter, starter. Yeah, that's all the parts I need to get them back down the road. I totally forgot when we were doing the pulls that I had the transmission back there. Of course, everything escaped my brain except doing the pull. This is like one of my favorite purchases so far. I've never bought two from the same person or two at once like this, and this one's pretty cool. I'm excited to maybe get this thing driving a little bit better, and I don't know. I'm so tempted. If the motor seems healthy, I'm really tempted to drive it around. You know, it's rear-wheel drive. Might do some burnouts, might slide a little bit. It seemed to actually hook up really good. I was surprised. But yeah, this video is just the purchase of these two. Exciting stuff. So stay tuned on what's to come for both of these. Like I said, I'm going to toss the transmission into that one right there, see if that one runs. If it does, I might just sell it. I don't know. There's lots of options here. This is the one I'm more excited about, just because it's kind of a cool setup. There's some rear brembos too. He doesn't have the rear brembos on there because he didn't have the adapter. So we'll have to find those. That car, I believe, is open source tuned. This car is on a Cobb access port. There's the exhaust for the that '07 Limited as well. That, I believe, is going to wrap it up for this video. I'm excited. Like I said, stay tuned. I hope to have some more content, especially on this blue one. Maybe the silver one, we'll see. But I just like to show the process of buying these, getting them dropped off, and kind of exploring them as I get them, because it's all of it is not sight unseen. I guess it sort of is, because I buy them without actually going to look at them. Of course, I get tons of info from the owner. This guy was super easy to work with. If you watch this, I appreciate you working with me on them. I think that is going to end out this video. If you would subscribe, like the video, helps me out a ton. I appreciate you watching, and hopefully you're getting projects done. We got a lot to do now, especially after getting the Wu-Tang car done. We've got these two and another one that you will also see a video on here pretty soon. Another one coming from Kansas. I hope to see you guys in the next video.